Clothes are hanging off the shelf, memories scattered in my head. Been a mess since you left, watching screens, closing shades, drinking, eating by myself. Haven't left here in days. Been a mess since you left, and I've been keeping all your boxes in case you ever wanted to move back in again. But it's been a while and I think I need to clean my room. The space you left inside me too. I'll get your clothes out the drawers and floor, get your love out the door before I show this place to someone new. I think I need to clean my room. Wash the windows and the paint, get the dust off my chest. Found the letters that I gave you, you didn't take when you left. Oh, you left all of your boxes. I thought you would have wanted to remember when you